to play Egg Roulette Trivia! Would you consider yourself a violent person, Akash?
I didn't think that people here would know about this.
So let me clear up some things here, okay?
Yeah, help me understand.
Being's too strong of a word in this situation.
Now, this was on display in the high school for a while.
This is how I cross my fingers. I don't know how to cross it the other way.
I wanted a little bit more than Taylor accidentally was offensive. But I gotta take what I can get.
Hi! Hey, Lawnmower, shut up!
Yeah, and if you look at the tail, it kind of like curves upward, which is actually really cool.
We choose contestant
Contestant
number
2!
Welcome to our cooking show. Never measure. We're just cooking for the love of cooking.
Okay, so it's the Wheel of Doom?
It's the Wheel of Doom.
Okay.
We will do something that makes you feel embarrassed.
Oh! Somebody doesn't know the alphabet!
We'll forget about this.
Nope.
And John will take it easy.
I am purchasing products as we speak.
There we go.
What in the world? Thank you. What's the occasion?
Baby shark, do baby.
Some turtles can breathe out of their butts. True or false?
That is false.
Final answer?
Not happening. Final answer.
Nice.
I think it's better. I think it's better than Van Gogh's painting.
Oh, wow. It's not that bad. Oh my god! What?
Look how beautiful that is. I refuse to believe that's a tree.
How am I gonna find where my circle ends?
I think this is going well. I'm pretty sure I'm winning. Oh no. Is this brown?
What would you choose? What's your go-to favorite dish?
Cheetah or jungle cat or something wild and ferocious and rare.
How long has it been since you've last bathed? Since you've last cleansed yourself?
Well, we're coming up on, it's January and it started March, so we're like 2 months short, so that's like 60 days minus 352, so that's like 290 days.
When were you born?
Revolutionary War America. Big George Washington fan.
1700s?
Alexander Hamilton, Shaping the Country.
Skipper.
I can't do it. Oh, Adam.
Just a quick bite and then
My life's been my regret. Is eating that hot sauce chicken nugget. I'll never do it again.
I'm crying.
I couldn't swallow it.
Slam! Doors shutting everywhere, sisters torn apart! At least they have their parents. Cayenne Pepper? Their parents are dead. Hi! I'm Anna! I'll marry a man I just met! It's gonna blow! Snow, snow everywhere! Run, run, run! Ah!
40 pounds of ice here for our people. Let's do this. Look, how are you feeling about your chances?
I'm not feeling good.
Not feeling good?
I'm not feeling good. It's a bait and switch. I brought my wetsuit. I thought I could use that. Apparently that's against the rules. I don't know.
Not everybody has a wetsuit.
Well, you know, that's their problem.
Josh, how do you think you're gonna do today? Do you have any strategies? Imagine it's hot. Think your way to success. Major key.
I have to sit in this thing?
That's how we discussed on Monday. I'm very upset I'm doing this. Let's just say that. I'm very upset.
Who are you upset with the most?
At COVID-19.
It's 2020, bro.
I'm not happy with the situation.
It's gonna be mad easy. It's gonna be mad easy.
The only student representative, you're gonna win, right? Right now.
Shut up, Foxborough. I'm gonna win for you.
That's right.
That's right!
So here's how things are gonna go. They're gonna hop in, they're gonna sit, and it's whoever lasts the longest. We'll add some ice, we'll make it more challenging, we'll do what we need to do to push them to their limits. This will either take a while, or it won't take long at all. When you...
Ruthie, you're looking pretty good. You're not screaming like the rest of everyone else. How are you feeling right now?
You're all babies, first of all.
Oh, shoot!
Secondly, I did grow up in Maine.
Okay. That's just like a day at the beach for Ruthie.
It's a day at the beach.
I see a winner right here, guys.
So we'll see.
I see a winner.
Lex is done. How you doing?
I'm still cold.
What was going through your mind when you stepped in there?
That I'm not getting paid enough for this.
How you doing?
Sorry.
Noah looks like he's in pain.
Foxborough is taking...
Hey! No, Noah's in the zone over there.
The campus that survives the longest is winning points for the fall retreat, where there will also be more points available, as well as prizes.
One man never getting dumped.
You know, Blair, I don't really appreciate the excitement in your voice when you say that.
I am doing this for James, Alex, I already called you out, Rachel, Maddie, Lois, another James, Michaela, Jenica. Oh, Jenica, I love you. I baptized you. The water was warmer then.
Look at the focus of why she's doing this.
Nathan, Nicole, the Watt kids, doing it for you.
She's doing it for you.
Don't NFL players do this after a game? Are you guys pouring more ice in once we hit 15 minutes? Why did I suggest that? I don't know. Oh, you're doing it anyways?
Yeah. Whatever.
Pouring more ice in. He's the reason we're going to be here till 10 p.m.
Ice.
Okay. Love ya. But I'm out. Ruthie's out! Ruthie's out!
Alright, no chance.
Ruthie,
What?
you were dead set on winning.
I was.
Any thoughts or words?
My feet are just really cold. There's a reason, growing up in Maine, that I really didn't swim very often.
Oh, there it is.
Because it's really, really cold.
Are your legs purple?
Come on.
Oh yeah, baby! Woo! Yeah! Woo! Can you imagine being a Richard Rhodes neighbor? Oh no! What, Josh? Was it worth it?
Yeah. We're gonna do it, hold your breath. And the first one pops up. Done, I will tap.
Wait, I can't get under though, like this.
Are you really gonna?
No. It's kind of like really weird.
Take it, go!
That's a well-earned victory right there.
Well, a noble second place.
I failed you. I failed you. The youth. It's youth.
Yeah.
The youth of the world will dominate. I didn't take as much of a breath as I should have. That was my strategic
Did you have
failure.
the ability to take in the breath
Yeah,
that
no.
you needed?
And they wouldn't let me use my wetsuit, which wasn't really fair. I'd be here till 10 p.m. tonight, and I would have brought the medal home to East Lex.
Noah, you have won a championship for Foxborough. If you can form a sentence, what sentence do you wish you could form right now?
Let's go.
Nice.
Hey friends, we are so glad that you're here today for the annual Baby Ninja Warrior Race. My name is Tom Fast Talking Tom Van Antwerp, and I am here coming at you from Atlanta, Georgia.
And I'm the the boss man boy, Claire. Don't you forget it. And I am right where the Baby Ninja Warrior race started, somewhere in a basement in North Dakota.
How it began, I'm not even quite sure. Legend has it that a couple of dads got together and they were babysitting, and you know what dads do? They just start competing. That's
My kid's faster than your kid. But enough of yesteryear. We need to get to today's competition.
Let's get to today. Let's do it, Tom. Come on. Our first little warrior is Elin Grace. That's right. And don't let that sweet face fool you. This girl is a tsunami. When she gets all the 14 pounds of energy moving in the right direction, we're going to see that there is no stopping this girl.
Yeah, I know, but she is our oldest competitor, Tom, and I'm a little concerned that sometimes their high motor function can help them get distracted more.
Time will tell. Time will tell, Tom. We'll check it out. Well, next up is Nathanael Oliveira Nascimento. Now, remember, he was the one that competed so well at the beginning of the year that judges were sure, they were positive he was juicing.
Yeah, you know, I really don't know where they thought that was coming from, because if you just looked at his muscle tone, you could tell that he was not juicing. The definition just wasn't there. And besides, he's my favorite to win today. The juicing scandal is behind him. I think he's going to use that as some momentum to actually win this race.
Could be. That could be the case. And you're right. Tess concluded that the juice was just apple juice, actually. So we know we're okay. That's awesome. Well, and then finally today, our youngest competitor on the field is Shiloh Daeun Kim. And we know, Tommy, that Shiloh means peace, but this young competitor comes ready for a fight today.
Yeah, she is a warrior, and you know, she's our long shot to win, but younger babies have won in the past, so we're really going to have to keep our eyes on her today.
Well, let's take a look and let's get started as we begin the Baby Ninja Warrior Race 2020. Let's check it out together. Can't wait.
So hey Tom, we're going to be looking at the course overview here at the Rowe household. What do we got going on there? It looks like they're showing us the course with some four-legged furry animal.
I'll tell you, a bold move. I mean, Dalby's having a hard time getting around on this course, it appears. He needs to show them how to do it, and he's walking around those rolls of toilet paper, not jumping over them like he needs to be.
Yeah, this dog has fully lost its lead. No pun intended.
Keelan's, okay, here she goes.
Oh, she's thinking about getting started. And we're off. She's moving. She's under that table. Looks like they have the old
classic move. He's got a little cracker. Maybe could it be a goldfish?
It's not orange enough to be a goldfish, Tom. I'm pretty sure that's your classic animal cracker. Maybe an elephant.
All right, good eyes there, Tom. Good eyes. Here, it's happening. She knows she's got to get up and over that.
Yep, she does. She knows she's going to get over it, and Dad's flying with that cookie, but there's that distraction I was talking about earlier. Just kind of walked off the course, kind of got a little bit waylaid.
I think Dobby's going to come in and finish the race for her. Could it be?
Could it be? Could it be? 4 legs is better than 2.
There you go.
Oh!
Here we go. Oh, he gave her the incentive.
She crossed the finish line. The mirror was the finish line, you know?
Ah, there we go.
Hey, for our viewers out there, we just want you to know how the scoring is taking place today. So you can see there's the time, 51 seconds, a really admirable score for being under a minute. The under-over is all about the obstacle. You know, she actually went up to the obstacle, touched it, but she did not go over it. So we can only give her 5 points for that. But on the food and the toy distractions, she gets a 10 out of 10 because she was not distracted by either. And boy, that mirror was huge. I don't know. I mean, I would stop and look at all the hairs I have to fix.
Looking at that,
but she didn't have a problem.
That's right. So here we go. We're checking out Nathanael Oliveira Nascimento. Here's a course overview. Tom, what do you see?
Well, Tom, 2 things I'm seeing right away is this course is really short, and I don't see a whole lot of distracting things like the mirror or the food thing. I don't know how this is going to go for him today.
Let's see. Well, he did make his way around that distracting toy, but isn't he supposed to go... Wait a minute, isn't he supposed to go up and over that pillow?
Tom, I think the race is already over. That thing happened so fast. He was like a shot coming out of the gate. 10-second time. That is probably one of the most record fastest times ever in Baby Ninja Warrior.
Fast time, yes, but he didn't do the over-under. He did under the chair, but not over the pillow. And there were no food distractions that I saw. There was a toy there. And, of course, no mirror to distract him whatsoever.
Contestant, Tom. Here's the course overview. What do you see?
Well, I'll tell you, I'm looking for the mirror there. Wait a minute, is that little thing? That must be the mirror that they're talking about. We haven't seen one that small ever.
I don't know how you look at yourself in a mirror that small, but that's definitely a mirror. Maybe they'll set some kind of regulation in the future of the Baby Ninja Warrior race where there's a specific size. But for right now, that's all we have to go to. Seems like Dad might be looking at himself a little bit too much in the mirror there. What do you think?
I'm wondering if that mirror is not for John. Interesting.
It might be. It might be. Well, Shiloh is off to a slow start here, Tom. She's yet to cross the under barrier, and I think she's kind of showing her age right now. That 8 months is, she's a little slow coming out of the gate.
You know, what I'm seeing is the under barrier. She could stand up and walk under that thing, I think, if she could stand, but I don't think she can. And the over barrier is that washcloth, the over barrier?
I think it looks like a burp cloth, to tell you the truth, Tom. But you know what? It's appropriate for her age, and that's what's most important in the regulations.
Fair enough. I don't see her posing a serious threat to the...
Did you just see that? I think I just saw the best smile in the competition right there. That was the best smile ever.
She is beautiful. She is beautiful, and that bow gets her a lot
of extra points, for sure. Looks like we have the food distraction working really well as she approaches the over barrier. She's already done the under barrier.
I hardly think the food's a distraction. I think it's a motivator in this one for sure, Tom.
Well, those parents are pretty smart ninja warriors because they're using the tools the right way, aren't they?
And you know how they've been training her? All this time, it's all been upper body strength.
Oh yeah, look at those forearms. She's got that army crawl down, doesn't she?
Absolutely. They've got the climbing wall in her room. Fingertips only, they tell her. Fingertips only to get yourself up there.
Wow, at 8 months, that is impressive.
Unbelievable.
You know, when my parents were training me for the race, I was only able to use my toes.
Exactly. Hey, train one part of your body. That's all you need to win this race. One part.
Right. I like what they did with the blankets here. Did you notice the change from the red, white stripe to the fleece polka dot? That was a smart move on their part there.
Absolutely. She's dragging it along, though. I have to say, she's dragging that whole. Look at that.
Look at that.
Oh, and John is giving a little assist there, I noticed.
Yep. And what I love this is the race isn't over until she touches the bottom of that little platform there, and she's about to do it.
Goes.
Is it going to happen? Is it going to happen? Is she going to do it? She may be the only contestant to get overcome all the. Oh, she did it! Yes!
Yeah, all right.
Unbelievable!
Unbelievable race.
We just witnessed our first contestant to get all of the obstacles right.
I'm
losing my mind here. I can't believe she just won. That's amazing. Did you see that? Our youngest contender. She just is no longer a contender. She's not a pretender. She is a champion. Can you believe it? Shiloh Ninja Warrior 2020. Oh my goodness. I'm losing my mind. Unbelievable. I gotta go. This is insane.
Growing up, I had dreams of becoming a very famous performer. Broadway, Hollywood, really anything where I can act, sing, and write songs. I was convinced that I was going to be the best and that this is what I was born to do. There's this video that my mom captured of me when I was in the 4th grade, and I was singing a solo for some random play that we did about Australia. Luckily, I was able to ask her to dig it up so you can see how dead set I was on being a performer. I laughed so much at this video because I was so extra. There did not need to be hand motions to my solo. I had no idea what was going on in my mind, but I wanted to be the best. I continued to be passionate about music, so I eventually bought myself a guitar and taught myself how to play. I recorded songs and very mediocre dance numbers in my basement, and that kept continuing. But eventually my dream of being a performer slowly got out of sight for me as I grew up and started to discover new interests and dreams. I still sang in several choirs, performed in all of my school's plays when I was in high school. By the time that I got to college, I barely even pulled out my guitar. I didn't audition for the worship team or any of the musicals or talent shows. When I stumble across pictures of me in high school choirs or musicals, I always remember that dream with fondness and wonder what could have been if I'd been a little bit more dedicated or if I had focused on my dream. I probably wouldn't have become the next Taylor Swift because I can certainly tell you that I'm not the best musician. In fact, just because I love you, here's another clip that shows you just how terrible my songwriting skills are. I'm gonna scroll back a little more.
What about those things we never said? The promises we never kept. We were fools to go down the path of silence. Unspoken words. Unspoken words.
Yeah, not my finest moment. It's funny to think about how much my dream was totally my entire life, and then it quickly faded and was forgotten. Has something like that ever happened to you? You had a dream, idea, or goal of something that you wanted to be great at. You started to put in the work and then you just forgot about it. Maybe your goal wasn't becoming Taylor Swift, but maybe you wanted to start your own YouTube channel. You vlogged for an entire day, but then didn't really upload it or edit it. You said, I'll do it tomorrow, but then you forgot, and then time passed. Maybe you're an athlete and you wanted to reach your goals of leveling up your skills or get in better shape over the summer. But things didn't go as planned. You skipped too many workouts and eventually felt disconnected from the passion you had around your original goals. The quickest way for something to go from super important to kind of forgot about it is for it to be out of sight and out of mind. Maybe you've heard the phrase, out of sight, out of mind. This is a real thing. My dream of becoming a musician slowly became out of sight when I stopped performing. I was out of sight and it was out of mind. Something else that can easily become out of sight and out of mind is the relationships that we don't attend to. Can you think of a friend in your life that you used to be super close to and now you don't talk to anymore? I could think of 5. The biggest reason that those relationships struggled was my inability to spend time with them and interact with them. When we don't put in the effort of keeping up with our friends, especially during this super complicated pandemic season, they slowly become out of sight and out of mind. What happens with us and a dream we want to accomplish but end up abandoning is the same thing that happens when friends we want to stay close but end up drifting apart from. We have a goal, we have an end in mind, but without making a habit out of the work that it really takes to make that goal a reality, the dream dies. The friendship fizzles and things just don't turn out the way that we want them to. Without making a habit of spending time with the people we care about or making a habit practicing the skills that we need to make a dream come true, we often don't accomplish what we want. And here's the thing, as you've spent time this year learning about who you are, who God is to you, and who you are to God through retreats, small groups, GSL, maybe many of you have started a new relationship with God. Or maybe you've been following Jesus for a while, but you're starting to feel yourself struggling to remember why your faith was once so important to you. Or if I had to guess, I would bet some of you have had the same sort of experience with God already. The relationship fizzles, the goal of feeling close to God is never really reached. And it's so easy to wonder why. Is it because God's invisible or feels far away? Or it seems strange to talk to someone that you don't often talk to? Or maybe it's because you even wonder if you did something wrong to cause that distance. Whatever idea you have of what a relationship with God looks like, maybe it's just not happening and it feels like the goal that you've abandoned and the friendship that just isn't the same. And maybe you're asking, how can I get back on track with my relationship with God, especially when it feels like we're drifting apart? While I don't have a perfect answer for you, I do think that there are a few things we can keep in mind when we're seeking to stay on track in our relationship with God. Scripture offers us a lot of insight into God's heart for creation. We're going to read from the book of John tonight, which is the last book of the 4 Gospels. John, appropriately, the author of John, and one of Jesus' followers and friends, records a big conversation between Jesus and his disciples. Jesus knew that he was visible to his friends right now, but he wouldn't be for much longer. Eventually, he would return to heaven and no longer walk on the earth. It didn't mean that Jesus would no longer exist. He would just no longer be visible in the way that they had gotten used to. Jesus knew that he eventually would be out of sight, and he didn't want to be out of minds of the disciples when he departs. Jesus gives them an illustration to show them to remember to stay close to him. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear fruit. And apart from me, you can do nothing. Okay, so a few things to keep in mind here. Back then, agriculture, farming was very common. Everyone did it. It was an everyday part of life. Everyone knew a lot about farming, vines, and plant life. They would have known immediately that the branch of the plant can only create fruit if the fruit is connected to the nutrients that the vine provides. For those of us like me who basically kill everything green within 2 days, it might be helpful to use a different analogy. This would be like saying if the power cord gets the electricity it needs from the outlet in order to provide and give power to whatever source it's plugged into. The verse written a little differently would go something like this. I am the power outlet and you are the cord. If you remain in me and I in you, you will power many devices. Apart from me, you can power nothing. Apart from me, you can power nothing. Think about it. If your Xbox is plugged in, you can play Fortnite, watch movies, connect with your friends. If it's not, it's just a pile of expensive metal and plastic. If your phone is charged, it has the potential to do anything. Order food, book travel tickets, connect with your friends across the world, anything. If there's no battery power left, it can't reach that full potential. Believe it or not, this is actually a lot like you and your relationship with God. You alone have so much ability and potential to do so many wonderful things. You can love your friends. You can serve your family. You can do what you know is right. You can pursue God's plan for your life. And you can change the world right where you are simply by living into the life that God has called you to live. And you really can do all of these things if you are plugged in. That's when you start to bear fruit in your life, which is like having your devices all powered up and ready to go. When we're connected to God, you get to live as the greatest creation of all time, which is what God said when He made you. If you aren't connected, you have all of the potential in the world, but there's something getting in the way. God is still so proud of you as the most beautiful creation ever with all of the potential in the world, but there's still that gap between where you are and where you could be. We need to stay connected to God to know God, and we need to know more about God in order to love God more. And loving God, that's what Jesus says is the most important commandment of all time. In order to love God with everything we are, we need to be connected with God with all that we can. Connecting with God will help you know God better, but connecting with an invisible God will take some time and effort. It will actually involve you making a habit. Loving God with all of your heart, soul, mind, and strength means putting in all of the effort that we need to make that happen. So how do we do that? Well, there are lots of ways to connect. So we're going to start with one simple idea. Spend time with God. That's it. Spend time with God. Over the next few weeks, we're going to talk more specifically about how you can do that. But this week, I want to challenge you, take 15 minutes with God each day. Here are some ideas. Listen to worship music, go for a walk and pray, write down some prayers, thoughts, conversations with God in a journal, or you can even watch our Grace Chapel students' Instagram devotionals that we're going to be doing for our May series. So pick one and go for it, or come up with some ideas as a small group of how to build habits and get to know God in everyday ways. Whatever you decide, it doesn't have to be perfect or feel magical. It's just one goal and one point of spending time with God, to get to know God better by connecting just like you connect with a power source. Just know whatever you decide to try, it may look different for different people. I don't love to read, so reading scripture is not my favorite way of connecting to God. But I love music, so listening and worshiping and praying is a great way for me to connect. Just like there are endless ways to connect with your friends, seeing them at school, hanging on the weekends, commenting on social media, there are endless ways to connect with God. The point isn't how you do it, it's that you do it over and over again, making a habit, a pattern of spending time with God. Getting to know and connecting with a God we can't see will take time. It involves slowly creating a habit, and it might not feel natural at first. I love this passage from James. Come near to God, and God will come near to you. So encouraging. There's no magic formula about this. It'll just take time to make that habit. Over time, we'll find ourselves closer and closer to God. And we may have an experience of God that we've never had before. If you decide that you want to try and connect with God in this next week, I encourage you to take a tiny step, 15 minutes a day. Listen to a few worship songs, read a chapter of scripture, watch your Instagram devotionals. A small and obtainable goal to help you remember that this is your new habit. God is always there, and we have the opportunity to connect with Him in so many unique ways. Knowing God helps us know God better. We will be continuing to learn about 2 simple ways we can connect with God throughout the rest of this month. First, connecting through God through scripture, taught by our own Daeun Kim from Lexington. Our second passage is connecting to God through prayer, which is actually going to be taught by our other Daeun Kim, who is an 8th grade student in Lexington, who's going to provide us with some helpful suggestions on how to pray. We are all on this journey together, and your small groups are a great place to discuss building habits to help you connect with God. We love you. We love spending time with you tonight. And actually, GSL won't be back until October for our fall retreat. So we look forward to hanging out with you in person in new ways this summer. We love you.
To you I pledge my life, to you I lift my hands. You opened up my eyes, I am forever changed. I cannot stop this fight, I'll never be the same. My life is not my own. I surrender. You are the one I'm living for forever, forever. For you are holy, God of glory. We're living only for you. My life is not my own. I surrender, and I sing.
Nothing back, I offer all of me.
You are my heart's desire, you are my great reward. I cannot stop this fight, I am forever yours. I'm yours, I'm yours. My life is not my own. I surrender. You are the one I'm living for forever, forever.
So Grace Students Live will be back in October for the fall retreat. Here's the best part. We might actually be live!